to assure political parties the evidence that you have of any alleged wrongdoing at any level of the process, whether it's at the polling unit or at collation level, please forward this information. And I promise you, as soon as the process is concluded, we'll then do the review as provided by law.
And then Nigeria happened to Nigerians. The promise you just heard the chairman of INEC make to Nigerians in front of the national press was broken less than 36 hours after the promise was made. Listen.
The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, declared Tinubu winner at exactly 4:10 a.m. on Wednesday in Abuja.
I am profoundly humbled that you have elected me to serve as the 16th president of our beloved country. From my heart, and truly from my heart, I say thank you very much.
And just like that, Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes the 16th president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Fred Wankwa coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Island TV. And as usual, I say to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are around the world. I must humbly, with reservations, congratulate the new president-elect of Nigeria. He meets a very fragmented, religiously and tribally and socially divided country. I'd like to say he has no role to play in that division, but I'll be remiss if I don't remind him that the policies he supported wholeheartedly or passively ignored and pretended he didn't see, those policies are the reason why our nation is so divided as he comes in as the 16th president of our country. A lot of people, including me, have said a lot of things about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and 99.9% are things Bola Ahmed Tinubu brought upon himself. None of them are lies. Our job as people who follow the news is to report the news. Our job is not to say what you want to hear, but to report things as they are. And that's my way of saying to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, against all odds, you are going to be the president of Nigeria, all things being equal. Nigeria desperately needs a statesman, not a divider, but a uniter. You talked about renewed hope. My question to you is, whose hope? Is it the hope of all Nigerians, or is it the hope of the thugs who support you and the people who blindly follow you because you're from their tribe? Or the hopes of progressive Yorubas who voted against you? Or the hope of the youth and progressives across the country who went out of their way to make sure you do not get elected? Even though I've come to accept our country doesn't have the laws to give me hope that this travesty called an election will be overturned. But it's important for me to let you know, just as a microcosm of what happened across the country and our youth were robbed, I'd like to remind you that in your backyard, Lagos State, the winner from Labour Party beat you by more than 300,000 votes. But your electoral commission declared you a loser by 10,000 votes. That's very telling. I don't say these things, Mr. President-elect, out of bitterness. I say these things out of my normal way of giving my perspective very boldly and bluntly. Because of you, people like me, inside and outside Nigeria, are cautious about coming to that country. Whether they are rumors or facts, Mr. President-elect, you need to look into changing the perception that Nigerians have about you and the people who surround you. I'm not naming any names, but going into the presidency, it's okay to reward whoever helped you get there in the legal ways to reward them. But if you said that you're promising Nigeria hope and that a new beginning is about to start, it's incumbent on you to wave goodbye to a lot of people who helped you get here if you're going to work in the best interest of Nigerians. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode I want to dedicate to Nigeria's youth especially, but to Nigeria's progressives in general. Yoruba progressives, Fulani progressives, Hausa progressives, the wonderful, incredible, insurmountable Edo progressives, progressives from the Middle Belt, the South-South, the Southeast, and our youth especially. You guys used to stand so far from the glass windows of the beautiful mansion, figuratively, that you could not throw a stone far enough to touch the structure. In this election, Nigeria's youth came close enough to that ugly, evil, figurative house that they cast a stone that cracked the windows in that house. They should be very proud of themselves. The job has been started. Contrary to popular belief, regardless of the fact that this election has been stolen, change has come to Nigeria. After Lekki Toll Gate, and after all the things our youth have gone through the last 2 years, in this election, they were called nothing but social media noisemakers. They were called 4 people in a room tweeting. The current president even called them the lazy youth. Our youth just came out and showed that they're one of the best you can find on social media. But when it comes to boots on the ground, there is none like them. They came out in large numbers, and their candidate won this election in a landslide. And INEC and the chairman of INEC found a way to rob our youth. But God knows we're not worried. And God knows that our youth are not worried. And as the wind beneath their wings, we stand here to give them all the boost they need to carry on. Carry on unto 2027, they will. Be ready in 4 years. Nigeria's youth are coming. I appeal to Nigeria's youth to keep their calm. Do not go into the streets. Lekki tollgate killings are enough. We do not want to see a single bloodshed, but we want you to claim your mandate. You cannot claim your mandate in 2027 if you're 6 feet under. But you must continue to talk. You must continue to tweet. You must continue your social media activities, and you must hold this president-elect accountable. You did your job last Saturday. Your candidate was robbed, but your party elected a lot of House of Rep members and a lot of Senate members. Between the Labour Party and the other opposition parties, there is enough opposition to keep the president-elect honest. I wish Bola Ahmed Tinubu good. I wish him a lot of luck. I honestly pray in your interest and in Nigeria's interest that you don't find yourself so poor that the only thing you have is money. May your heart be touched to leave your ways of the past and develop a new way that will be in your interest and the interest of Nigerians at large. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fred Nwankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with a big thank you to Nigeria's youth. Until next time, good night and God bless.
Búburú kan kò ní ṣubú lù mí, àrùn kárùn kankan kò ní súnmọ́